It's heating up.
Feeling hot under the collar.
It's heating up.
It's heating up.
Center? Here? I've got to warn the others!
Freezing flurry!
Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day.
I am one again. Command me, my friend.
Gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Oi! Is you the one what locked this here gate? We need to speak to Evelyn. Can't you recognise a fellow immaculate when you see one? Just 'cause I got twice your strength in my little toe, don't mean we ain't equal in the goddess's eyes. Well, myself, I need a hand choosing drapes for me kitchen windows. Are you daft? I need to inform her about the happenings in the Black Cove. But since my lady seems to have barred her gates to the likes of us, why don't you tell her this, small bones? We've run into a snag in the cove, but we're pushing through. The Starstone will be hers soon enough. I reckon if you don't already know, that may be above your pay grade. Take it up with Evelyn, why don't you? Or, better yet, have a look for yourself. You seem like just the type those pirates would love to get their hands on. Is that right, small bones? Maybe you can give me a single good reason for I rip your arms out. Fair enough, small bones, fair enough. Let the good lady know we look forward to meeting with her, will ya?
People beyond this gate are awfully boring. They just go back and forth between the same places over and over.
Into the fray once more. These fellows are so focused on their work, they seem to be impervious to any other distractions.
Even the hollering of orcs couldn't shake them out of their strange stupor.
Free dish force!
Goes there. Face me. Like one, but stings.
We've come too far to lose to such foes. No foe can stand before me.
No glory in this death. Your grave opens to welcome you!
Let's dance to the death.
Brace yourself.
This is the end for you!
Room for one more? I think I'll stay off that particular device. Nothing but rubbish. Bah! Another one for the collection. Ho hum.
Wow! Evelyn has so many friends. I bet they'd do anything she asked. Tweak! The people beyond this gate are awfully boring.
Cease your stupidity, Evelyn. Look over there. Your foolish games have brought source hunters into our very midst. No time for these distractions. Brachus Rex's resurrection is at hand. Deal with these insects and join me. Understand?
Of course, O Holy Conduit. I will deal with them swiftly.
See to it that you do.
You! Your stomping through my affairs has cost me dearly. More dearly than you'll ever know. What a pleasure it will be to see the Source shred your every last sinew! Yes, a sorcerer, disciple of blood, chaser of life everlasting. For a true sorcerer, death is but an inconvenience to rid oneself of, Hunter. Brachus Rex, centuries in his grave, will walk again, healthy as a newborn babe. That is our power, the power of sorcery. That wretch is but a thrall, a tool, but the conduit trusted him. I was determined to find out why, and resurrected him. His unwillingness to cooperate has proven something of an annoyance, but no matter. We're nearly through, aren't we, Jake? Just a little more pain. She is our leader. Leandra is her name. The Conduit is her title. She aims to bring about... But no, you are not worthy of such knowledge. The bird does not explain to the worm why it devours it. He was the greatest sorcerer ever to have lived. His power outmatches us all. The secrets he carries within him are phenomenal. He will aid us in our task, Hunter. All you have seen, all we are trying to do, this is but the beginning. You mean my bloodstone, I suppose? Ha! It was named like that for a reason, Source Hunter. I'll put it simply. We start with Starstone. A pretty gem, but hardly special. It contains a potential, though, known only to the enlightened few. If imbued with blood, Starstone contains the power to heal. A life given to the stone is a life one can give to another. To save a great life must be sacrificed. This is what the Conduit has taught us. Considering the imminent turn of the tide, Source Hunter, you should trust me when I say you're better off dead. Brachus Rex is rising, and soon Source will live again.
too far to lose to such foes.
I prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
I can't see a thing in this murk.
Toasting!
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake. Maim them! Maim them all!
No glory in this death.
Seven power my blows. Meet your demise! I'm drenched.
Sing praises. Witch's Bane!
My heels are really dragging here.
Would you care to hear a little tale? As thrilling as the stage, though not half so bloody.
Meet your demise!
My, the Source Hunter. Dear dead Evelyn told me you had landed in Sarcil, drawn to my source little corpse like flies to excrement. Well, monster instead, unworthy of the conduit's grace.
Nothing but rubbish.
Just loves ruining beautiful starstones with her sticky red sap.
Very same. Jake, counselor by day, sorcerer by night, martyr in death. Mean? Do you contest it? You presumptuous dog. I died serving the conduit. Leandra! Oh, blessed conduit. I'd have followed you till the end of time. But it wasn't to be. I was stuck down in the prime of my sorcery. And by whom? Leandra's own sister. The pox upon her. Ikara! I spit on every syllable. They call her the White Witch. She is powerful in her own right, but never would I have thought she'd challenge her sister Leandra and kill one of the most loyal. Me. Very little indeed. What concern was that foul woman of mine? White Witch, perhaps, the black sheep of her family, too. She shunned her sister's teachings. Can you believe that? She could have been the very conduit's right hand, but she shunned her. Oh, take vengeance upon her, blessed Leandra. I invoke you. Open her veins, bleed her dry, give her a function at last. My murder, a tale of woe. The time, a misty midnight. The place, the King Crab Inn. The players, myself, Leandra, Ikara, and a stranger whose identity I have never established. The conduit was there to meet with this stranger, and had tasked me to stand ready to overpower him if necessary. I heard sounds of passion at first, but later of angry argument. Then I heard Leandra's command, and I entered the room. She swerved past me, and oh, I can still feel the rasp of her holy breath upon my ear, whispered, "Finish him." The man lay on the floor, struck down and ready for my knife, which I plunged deep into his heart. Yet, but not a moment later, Ikara burst through the window, and I was defenseless. She savagely tore my life from my body, and I died in the glow of the source. A holy martyr, slain in the name of the conduit. Foolish grasper, she who thought herself the conduit's favorite couldn't stand that I had been privileged as a confidant. When she realized the conduit had been in the inn the night I was killed, she couldn't stand to think that I had been trusted where she had not. She brought me back to unlife so that I would reveal what I knew. She wanted to work her way back into the conduit's confidence. But as you saw, Leandra had no interest in Evelyn's petty tricks. Yes, yes, the king is dead, and not for long. Long live the king! Brackus Rex has no equal, Hunter. His knowledge of the source is absolute, and through him so will the conduits be. The hour is nigh. You do not realize it yet, but his axe is falling towards your scrawny neck.
Back on my feet again.
Sweet relief.
Into the fray once more.
Use to Leandra's cause now. My worm-eaten grind is an insult to her perfection. To my grave, then, I will go. I suppose she'll not grudge me my portion of rest.
Bold as Brackus Rex was he, though only half as holy. The Source King. He is more than legend.
Wulgraf nudges Beardottir, as if urging her to go continue her quotation, but she seems lost in wonder.
Another one for the collection.
Source Hunter, you have done it, haven't you? You've discovered the fate of Councillor Jake. By the gods, no one could have predicted such a dark turn of events. This is worse than my deepest fears made manifest. It just cannot be that they aim to resurrect him. Brack, forgive me, this news just so very upsetting. This thing. It was the king of tyrants, the embodiment of terror. The lunatics that seek his rise must be stopped, whatever the cost. I do. I do indeed. Brackus would unseat the king of demons in sheer perfidy and malice given half a chance. For the world, for you and I to suffer his perversions once more is unthinkable. The possibility of his return is more than I can bear. And Ikara, that she has been dragged into this sorry business adds insult to insufferable injury.
Oh, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, yeah, it is.
There have long been rumors that Brackus's corpse was interred in the vaults beneath the abandoned Church of the Seven in Sicil's eastern hinterlands. That place is crawling with undead these days, so the rumors may well be true. Where Leandra goes, the dead rise left and right. And even in death, the long-lost tyrant's corruption appears to persist. Come to think of it, did anyone in Evelyn's lair mention the name Cassandra? It's nothing, Hunter. Nothing. My mind is reeling, but I'll feel better soon. After you've cut short Leandra's dark pursuits. She is a great woman, Hunter. A champion of all that is good and pure. She may have killed Jake, but then again, the man turned out to be a vile sorcerer. I can only surmise that she is on to her sister's sinister schemes, which makes me fear for her safety more than anything else. Leandra. I know her, though I haven't seen her in years. As you know, she and Ikara are sisters. It's hard for me to believe that she's leading this cult, that she's delirious enough to go after Brackus Rex. But clearly her involvement can no longer be denied. She's as smart as 10 wizards put together, Hunter. An opponent to be feared. Now, you said Jake and Evelyn called her the Conduit, didn't you? In that case, she may just be the elusive head of the Immaculates. There's a village in the forests north of Sicil where a new religion has taken hold. Its followers call themselves Immaculates, and I've heard say they worship a leader called the Conduit. This village is called Silverglen, and if my suspicions turn out to be correct, there is sorcery at work there. Alas, I haven't the foggiest. Another sorcerer, perhaps? Or simply another victim of Leandra's ploys? The Legion didn't find a second body at the scene of the crime, so maybe he escaped with his life after all. Though, just as likely, his body too was taken away by Evelyn for experimentation. And I will see if I can find out more about Ikara's involvement. But in the meantime, please pursue Leandra to the old church in the east and stop her before she can raise Brachus. I beg of you.
Looks like bringing up Brachus Rex's name alone is enough to turn our friendly neighborhood wizard into a scaredy cat.
I wonder why this ancient spectre spooks him so. Ahu doesn't strike me as the type to scare very easily.
And so the mystery is solved. Councillor Jake was murdered by this so-called White Witch, Ikara. But as it stands, I guess our next concern is Brachus Rex. Agreed. If Brachus is half as dangerous as Jake and Evelyn claimed, we must prevent his ever seeing the light of day again.
Baking like a cake.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is. Run away?
Did someone leave an oven door?
I'm overheating here!
So good to see you again, Source Hunter. I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you. By all means. For 2 years, all news has been bad news. Still, I thank you for telling me, Source Hunter. Knowledge is better than uncertainty. My legionnaires, they all perished? We lost another 4 brave souls. They must come from somewhere, from some vile source. So I did. The chances of
Greetings! These stores are for our Legion troop.
You again? Come to throw my dinner to the wind again, have you? I'm Chef Maurice, the one and only culinary connoisseur capable to make a dish for an army with little more than a single chicken.
Kings, these stores are for our Legion troops. Riverland's finest work up mighty fine appetite serving the 7.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Oh, what now? So, let me get this straight. There are insidious sorcerers running about town that turned a council ambassador into a zombie for sport, after said councillor was murdered by some mystery witch who subsequently trotted off to her cabin in Luculla Woods. Sure you haven't omitted relevant details like, flying brooms, black cats, and bloody pentagrams? By Belagar's nevers. Sounds like a fantasy tale mothers tell their children before bed. And I bet none of it's more than fantasy either. Though no doubt Ahu puts stock in your every word. Anyway, be these truths, half-truths, or outright lies, it seems to me your business in Seal is concluded.
Don't let the undead hit you on the way out. Oh, if you must. What'd you take me for? An ignoramus? That accursed name rings a goddamn Carillion. He was the last Sorcerer King, a frightful warrior that fell dozens before finally being slain by the army that had risen against him. We may well stand on unholy ground right now, for they say his remains were buried in what is now Scythiel, the Mad King for Mad City. I don't see how my mother-in-law is any of your business, Hunter. Seriously, though, I doubt information given by the zombified remains of a councillor is to be trusted. But then again, you do take the advice of cat wizards, too. I heard she has a cottage in the forest north of the city. I'm sure it's made of gingerbread and you'll find the remains of eaten children. So off you trot in chase of fairy tale fiends. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next. What more is there to say? She clearly was in league with the sect that's been unsettling Scythiel, so now that she's dead, all the better. Hopefully, though, it has dawned on you that a sect implies multiple adherents. The search continues. Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I hadn't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming, and it takes all the sword arms and all of our Who's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do. Were that I could break their backs once and for all. How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Scythiel stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day, the wind disperses the stench of decomposing corpses. I can't remember the last time I had a proper piece of steak, and by now, I retch at the mere sight of sardines. So we are the pride of Rivellon. I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defense. I'm Captain Ort.
I hope your quest fares well, dear Hunter. And what might those be? By all means. But certainly. What would you like to know?
Attention! About face! To the buttocks, notch!
I wouldn't venture too far.
Those dark-robed nuts really ruffle my feathers, sneaking around here at all hours of the night.
Have some pity.
May the seven bless you most. Oh, I am a happy man, and...
Come one! Come all! Can't you hear the stage calling you?
Toe of snake, wing of worm, by some stir and churn! Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. I cannot believe Jake was a sorcerer. What depravities did he commit? Was he planning to use me as a sacrifice? Ooh, I shudder to think that for years I have lain next to him at night, peacefully sleeping, while his thoughts dwelt on blood and devilish magic. Well, what do you want to know? They came out of nowhere. Must have been, 2 years ago. Well, there are certainly some, interesting creatures running around these days. Orcs are only the tip of the brew. I am Esmeralda.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens!
Oh, golly gosh! One who flaunts the highways and byways of silly old Sicile with the easy elegance of a puss with her tail in the air. I do declare such a sight is rather rare around here. But where are my manners? I am Maxine, and you must be one of those hunters one hears so much about. Charmed, I'm sure. I'm the mayor's cat, don't you know? Born and raised on velvets and viands of most exquisite varieties. Maxine rhymes with queen, after all, and dearest. That is hardly a coincidence. Oh, he's a darling old Tom, isn't he? Paws over tails in love with me, and who can blame him? The feeling's, well, it's rather mutual, actually. But that pet of a puss simply doesn't have a penny to his name. At the risk of sounding as shallow as a spaniel, I can't but admit my love does not come unconditionally. What if we were to have kittens, he and I? They'd jolly well starve, wouldn't they, with an alley cat for a papa? Oh, dear Sam, he's such a good old bean. But he does rather reside at the bottom of the scratching pole, doesn't he? And dear me, one must have at least a mite of standards. But of course, darling, be my guest. Oh, this quaint little town is a tad too parochial for one of my more urbane tastes. But one has to make do, hasn't one? The fresh sea air does go to great lengths to invigorate one's spirit, that much I'll admit. And it is rather jolly to watch the ships sail in laden with all kinds of exotic wares, full of the little treats the mayor likes to spoil me with. Darling man, he dotes on me so. Heavens forbid! No, fear is rather too strong a term there, hunter dearest. The predator's instinct is a trait we share, you and I. And though those rancid ramblers may not be quite as easy to put to the claw as mice are, I assure you they are just as easily outwitted.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? found it? Oh, this is excellent news. Where is it then? Give it here.
Not so fast. We can't trust such a powerful relic to senile Cecil. If you'd entrust this relic to Cecil, I'd turn you both in for colluding in the dark arts.
No, we'll do as I say.
Wonderful! Oh, it's simply wonderful! Come, come, you must let me thank you somehow. I've got it! A 3 months honorary membership to the Sicil Library. My dear girl, my darling adopted daughter, my pride and joy. I introduced her to my library. If you're looking for something special, just ask. She knows every book by heart. Papa's smart little cookie. Oh, she's a dear girl indeed. She's got a little cabin in the cooler forest, not so far to the north of here, in fact. And though she doesn't make it into Sicil often, it's a comfort to know she's keeping the watch near our border. I hope she hasn't got mixed up in all this ugly business with the Counselor. Well, I suppose as much as any other Thaddeus, Rich, or Harold, a shameful spot upon the history of Rivellon, that brute. As loath as I am to admit it, Sicil was once quite a hub of the despot's supporters. Some even say his corpse was cast beneath the foundations of the abandoned church in the northeastern cliff. An old wives' tale, I say, but I suppose one never knows for sure. Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? Oh, you mean the mongrel that's always skulking about the place. I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch, and it sat through every lesson looking at me as if I were an idiot. Man's best friend, my eye. I've always been more fond of cats myself. Wait here, I'll get my beekeeper's suit. Oh, wait. Oh, yes, the Fabulous Five. I thought you said the treacherous. Well, never mind. They just informed me that they cleared the cave of all undead presence, so I gave them the reward as promised. They just left town. The rest of the world needs saving too. Oh, they truly are fabulous. That depends. What kind? Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to please yourself? Let me know if you...
Wargraf gives you a knowing look. He seems to think the mayor is a few arrows short of a quiver.
I hope there are no large predators around, or the mayor may find himself easily hunted.
Turjageta, friend. Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hold is yours.
Oh, you haven't left town yet, have you? But of course, darling. Be my guest.
Orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Lonesome, spiritless, perhaps resting
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies I seals ever seen.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea. Ain't straight, ain't true. Aaron's pilot hasn't.
Where's the young Esmeralda these days? She has the softest lap to lay in. Aye, so there's the rub. I am but a stray, and she is the mayor's cat. Oh, I do understand her, I do. She wants a Tom of means, not privation. One who brings home the sardines and the occasional halibut. Would that I still had my collar. Such a marvel it was, as bejeweled as the night sky with precious stones, said to have once been worn by a far-off Maharaja's best hunting cheater. Like the king of all cats I looked when I wore it. A gift bestowed upon me by a princess whom I had kept company during a long and perilous voyage. A precious band of gemstones, lost as I was tossed around by the waves like a ball in a game of catch. Among the waves it remains, I imagine. Worn perhaps by a crab who fancies himself a Caesar with it. If only I could be the Caesar again, and Maxine my Caesarina. By all means.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? I wish I were more surprised the girl turned out to be a serpent. Pathetic to derive one's knowledge and power from some freakish cult. Yet even after her death, the undead continue to plague Sicil, do they not? Clearly she held even less power than I or anyone else had suspected.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
You're back! My very best friend! Take a seat. Stay a while.
My friends, if you ever... Not his name... Oh, I'm... Come... Oh, don't be a... Hello? Can you hear me?
One look at you, mighty paladin of the waves, and your destiny is clear. You were meant to swim the seas. Of course, of course. Do dolphins not frolic in the waves like rabbits through the field? Do crabs not waltz between the sea and shore at their leisure? And do you not possess the power to breathe the water of the sea as easily as you do the air? Assuredly you do! I, mighty statue of the cliffs, to grant you the power! Now go, your highness of the tides, and test your new ability! A tedious, eons-long job, a task more fit for a dog. For our only purpose within these stony confines is to guard the entrance to the cave you see on that cliffside. We must prevent what lives within from escaping until due penance is done. But we long to move freely once more. But we are utterly trapped without our preferred elements to free us. Me? Well, I suppose it's possible that I told the tiniest fib to that eager little diver. But I swear, in your case, my word's as good as gold. Go on, try it out. Farewell, ruler of the deep. Don't forget to test out your new power. Swim deep, 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 and see how your lungs transform to gills. I swear it will work. Hail! One look, farewell!
You, noble creature, you look like you could take to the sky at any moment. Listen close, for I can grant you the ability to soar like a falcon. As sure as the sea is green. But hold still, I must first weave my magic spell. Bippity, boppity, boo! There, the charm is complete. Go on, test your new powers. For your first flight, a steep ledge works as your best jumping off point. Oh, I say so many things. Who can keep track of what fool acts on what? That man clearly didn't ask me to super-duper swear. But for you, my promise is the super-duperest. Goodbye, oh Lord of Wind. Don't forget, you'll fly highest and truest if you start with a running leap. The higher the cliff, the better.
You burn with the desire to free your spirit, as I burn with the longing to flee this encasement. But talking is hardly the end of it. I also grant great fortune to those bold enough to address me. For you, I foresee great fame and renown. But first you must prove your worthiness, your spiritual valor, by freeing yourself of all your worldly possessions. Burn them to ash, and watch your spirit soar. Ah, a curse! We four powerful beings all have been trapped here to seal the entrance of yonder cave. Until all of us are freed by our favored element, the cave remains impenetrable, and what lies within remains trapped, same as we. Ah, I like to keep my visitors on their toes indeed. But in your case, most blessed spirit, never a fib passes these lips. Cleanse yourself with fire, and you won't regret it. You can trust me. Ta-da, traveler. And don't forget, to find the true rewards of life, you must absolutely burn everything you own. Does this look like a face that would lie to you?
A dead dragon? Who could have bested one of Rivellon's most ancient creatures?
I'd wager someone, or something, made mad and mighty by source.
Crabs aren't so bad, you know. At least they aren't poisonous. Careful now! Cave spiders can be rather crabby if you disturb them.
So we're on the hunt for something capable of taking out not one, but 2 dragons.
Delight of delights.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
Do you
Savage
suppose
spider!
that's what destroyed those dragons?
How can I suppose anything with those eyes sizing me up like so much rump roast?
It's drawing water from the sea.
It'll use it against us unless we can stop it.
Double time!
I invoke the power of the giants.
world!
A stitch in time, eh, friends?
I do my best work hidden from view.
I'm dying.
Seven, have mercy on your soul.
You don't have a leg to stand on.
I'll write my next tale in your blood.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Please assist me, friends!
Add a little butter and a squeeze of citrus and you've got yourself a meal. Life roils within these veins.
I needed that. I needed that.
Back on my feet again. A stitch in time, eh, friends?
Been pinched in half or drowned. Does that mean you're brave enough to help Desdemona? She sure misses Samson.
What's this? I found something.
Your flesh. Why, you're positively radiating. It's been years since a warm blood has wandered through these caverns. An utterly lovely sight. I know not. I know so little. My life in full I recall, from my earliest memories to my most recent sorrows. But why I should be trapped in this spectral form, I cannot say. I was on board a ship from Errata to Sicil. The night was black as ink, and the lighthouse in the distance offered us no aid. The ship's hull soon met the cragged shallows, and we were all of us lost. The thing I can least reconcile is that my own husband, my Samson, keeps the lighthouse. What could have become of him that night? My mind races with the possibilities. Gossipers, they nearly ruined me. In life, I was a natural philosopher, you see. A student of the stars. Errata, an elfish land not so far from Sicil, happens to boast the finest telescope in all of Rivellon. So I set sail, planning to spend several weeks there enhancing my research. When I arrived, I found an instant friend in the telescope's keeper, an elfish scientist named Faladar. We had much to share concerning our studies and found great joy in one another's company. It was a friendship as pure as starlight, but that didn't keep the rumors from flying. As the insinuations became increasingly vile, I thought it best to sail back to Sicil straight away and to introduce Faladar, my friend, to Samson, my only love, putting any and all foul rumors to rest. As you know, though, we never made it. Faladar is lost forever, and what has become of my darling Samson, I know not. He could never. You mean to say he left us to those savage waters on purpose? I can't believe it. And yet, if what you say is true, well, I must meet him in any case. To the lighthouse, you said? Fine.
Desdemona, my love, I should have known you would never betray me. I should have known your love to be as constant as the sky. Madness took hold of my heart, and with razor nails scratched murderous intent into its depths. And yet, look at us now. Not even death could impede our reunion. I beg of you, my love, forgive me. With but a word you can heal my heart, efface the scars that lunacy left there. Forgive me, my wife, my own. Forgive me.
You You've heard the whole story by now. Perhaps you can help me settle my mind. Half of me is furious, and the other half is utterly enraged. What do you think of my murderer husband?
Indeed. Samson committed a terrible deed, but I've never seen one so utterly filled with regret.
I suppose you're right. The deed is done, and I can do naught but move forward now. Samson, I do forgive you. I do.
Bless your shining soul, my love. From its incomparable purity, even the diamond hides its dull complexion in shame. The nightmare is at an end. We are together again, and shall remain so evermore.
Yes, the past is the past, my darling. Let's go forward together now, hand in hand into the next life.
Soaked to the skin.
Excuse is more holes than a slice of this pie.
What's with you, bipeds and beer? No better drink than milk. Winking whiskers! You found my collar? Oh, thank you! Bless you! I shall don it right this instant and hie me to Maxine as fast as my paws can carry me. You have made me the happiest cat in the world! Indeed you have! My love, look at me. I am wearing it. The collar I told you about. The one you told me was but the fancy of a dream. Here it is. A band of jewels, such as no one in Sicile has ever beheld.
Dear me, but that choker looks absolutely fabulous on you. Simply smashing. I can't believe it's real. Oh, darling Sam, you are a Tom of Means after all.
That I am, my little tigress. Behold my true collar, and marry me. Make me yours, and my very life I shall dedicate to your happiness.
Oh, what a passionate puss you are, my darling Sam. As impetuous as ever. But indeed you do seem to have the right and reason to be. Oh, I shall hold you in suspense no longer. Yes, my dear Sam, I will marry you.
With a word, you have stopped my heart and set it beating anew with untold vigor. Come, my love, my lean-tailed lady. By the fire of the hearth, let us lie and purr the night away.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicile's ever seen.
And so Sam's story has a happy end after all. What a cynical thing to say. She loved him all along, but was worried about the children they might have. That's quite another matter.
Ah, Maxine, my feline flame. Ah, Maxine, we are married, my friend. Can you believe it? Oh, how blissfully happy we are. Legions of litters we'll have, she and I. There'll be tiny Sams and mini Maxines on every roof and in every garden of Sicil. Frolicking felines. What a feeling. Meow.
Oh, you haven't left town yet, have you? Jolly good. Join me, why don't you, for a scandalously milky saucer of feral leaf tea? But of course, darling. Be my guest. Oh, my golly gumdrops, he did what? The nerve of the man. I knew he was hard of hearing and soft of wit, but this is a new low even for him. Oh, do calm down, Maxine. Compose yourself. Envision a calm ocean filled so plentifully with fish they positively flounder on the beach. There we are. Indignation has been dispelled. No longer do I care that booby of a mare called me the C word. A nervous twitch suddenly makes Maxine's whiskers wiggle. I don't care in the least. Oh, my dearest, dearest Sam. He's positively the tenderest tomcat in the world, and you are the most darling of sweethearts for having reunited him with the wealth he lost to the waves. I met him a pauper, but married him a prince. As a stray did he besiege my heart, but as a sovereign he won it, as a Caesar among cats. A life of love and cheer we owe you.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bed.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.